want supercharged productivity, the most powerful premium nootropic stack on the planet, get the Cortex stack at livecortex.com. We made this stack for people that want to be productive, people that want verbal fluency, people that want motivation and drive, and people that just want to get stuff done. $31 right now at livecortex.com. If you need my help on custom stack formulation to help you to get the most surgical results from nootropics, we have 3 different consulting packages which you can find at livecortex.com. And if you're a man and need to raise testosterone, get your libido back, get your sex drive back, get your masculinity, get your confidence back, we've got the most powerful testosterone raising protocol on the web. If you want the most information dense, stack filled, exciting nootropics course that'll really allow you to ascend to higher echelons to the master class and take a nootropics, get the nootropics masterclass live now at livecortex.com. And all of these products, to include our digital books and courses on nootropics and biohacking, you can find at the homepage at livecortex.com. Be productive, get supercharged, get stuff done. What's up, everybody? Thanks for sticking with me through the promotion. 2 things. As you saw, the Nootropics Masterclass launched. It's basically like very simple. If you want to take your understanding and your usage of nootropics to the expert level, to the master class, because there's different echelons. 1 to 3 years is kind of the beginner class. 3 to 5 is maybe the intermediate class, and then you reach the master class like 5-6 years. Get the Nootropics Masterclass at livecortex.com. It's a video course, explains everything about nootropics. Second thing, we want to support our guy Lucas. Remember we talked about yesterday, he's launching a nootropic product from Australia called BrainX. Okay, you're not even buying anything. We just want some pre-orders, and all you have to do is put your email address in to get notified of the launch of the product. He's also got an epic Instagram channel where he talks about everything biohacking and health and naturopathy. It's just like information dense for people like us that like biohacking stuff. Check it all out. Go to brainx.me and put your email address in. Support Lucas. We got to support Lucas. He's one of us. All right. So I want to talk about cycling down to keep tolerance at bay. A very simple concept that explains that, over the course of a month or so, a good strategy to employ is to cycle off, but take your doses on nootropics down, basically split them in half, or maybe a little less than half, or perhaps just a bit more than half, but not the full dose, so that you can keep tolerance at bay. This is the alternative to a sensible cycling strategy, right? Sensible cycling strategy would be like 3 days on a particular compound or stack, and then 4 days off of that compound or stack, 4 days off of those chemicals completely. Alternatively, 4 days on of a particular chemical or stack, and then 3 days cycling off of all the chemicals in that stack completely. That's sort of cycling strategy number 1. However, if you don't want to do that because your workload, this is really what makes this sort of a necessity, is entirely too large, and you kind of just like need great brain performance over the course of a month, then cycling down to keep tolerance at bay is the strategy. So I want to run through some examples of how to cycle down particular stacks, or really just individual components, and then sort of you can apply the ratio that we're applying to each individual compound in your general stack. So let's take oxiracetam, for example. This is very simple. If you're taking oxiracetam at 700 milligrams, 3-4 times a week, or however many times that you're taking it, and it's getting you some sort of positive effect, and you want to cycle down to keep tolerance at bay, you got to cycle down to around 350 milligrams. You probably could do 400 milligrams, but again, to be safe and to really keep the tolerance at bay, I would cycle down to 350 milligrams. With alpha GPC or even CDP choline, if your dose is 100 milligrams, which is usually a good dose for folks to be able to take those compounds sustainably, then I would cycle down on whichever one of those that you're taking to 40 milligrams. Cycle down to 40 milligrams on the choline sources. If you like triacetyleuridine and your dose of TAU is at like 75 milligrams, pretty standard dose, pretty great dose, then I would cycle that down to 25 milligrams. I would cycle that down to 25 milligrams. You're basically taking it a third of the dose that you typically take it in. If you're using aniracetam at 800 milligrams, and you're getting a good result, but you want to cycle down, I would cycle that all the way down to 350 milligrams. You're still going to get a pretty good result, obviously a different result than taking 800. But when you give yourself a little bit of a break from these compounds and you take less, especially if they've been building up in your system and you've been taking them pretty consistently, you'll actually get pretty good results with a lower dose and with aniracetam at 350 milligrams. Critically important for you modafinil users. If you're taking modafinil at 150 milligrams, which, I normally suggest 75 to 100, but, just looking at my consulting clients and people that email us and kind of just everyone that I deal with, the average of a pretty consistent daily dose for some folks, because some folks take modafinil pretty daily, at least during the week, is about 150 milligrams. So if you're at 150 milligrams of modafinil and you want to keep tolerance at bay, the strategy is to take it down an entire 100 milligrams and take it to 50 milligrams. Now, with modafinil, if you've taken your dose down to 50 milligrams and you're still cycling to keep tolerance at bay, and you want to, it's not enough brain performance for you, then I would just bring in a low-dose racetam and maybe low-dose theacrine. So if you're at 50 milligrams modafinil, I'd bring in like 300 milligrams of oxiracetam and like 70 milligrams of theacrine. What this does for people is it prevents the brain from being overloaded with neurotransmitters and neurotransmitter modification, and staves off, therefore, the response that the brain will give you when you're taking too many nootropics too consistently, which is eventually the brain will shut off the nootropic effect, and sometimes even make you feel weird, tired, lethargic, and those are known as side effects, okay? If you've got other compounds in these stacks with these chemicals that I just laid out, like oxiracetam, we said take it from 700 to 350, but you've also got like maybe some L-theanine in that stack and some Alcar. Do the same thing. Take them down pretty substantially. You're really looking at either having the dose or taking a third of your regular dose. That is the rule of thumb for cycling down. When is this useful? Cycling down is incredibly useful when you've got a 30-day stint where you've got to get a lot of work done. This happens to me, this happens to the best of us, this happens to college kids, this happens to workers, this happens to corporate people, entrepreneurs, executives. It happens for all of us. When that happens, cycle down to keep tolerance at bay. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Remember two things: the Nootropics Masterclass officially launched. Like, the reviews we're getting are insane. People are like, dude, I read some of the principles, or I learned some of the principles from the video and changed my stack, and now my stack works better. I've been trying to do all kinds of things and adding things to it, and I'm wondering why the stack is inconsistent. One go using one of the principles, and there are many in the Nootropics Masterclass, I fixed my stack and it's super awesome. Thanks so much. So get the Nootropics Masterclass at livecortex.com. It's a video module course of me teaching you how I think about formulating stacks, and then countless stack examples of how to adjust and get the perfect formulation and everything else. You can buy that at livecortex.com. The other thing, remember, we got to support Lucas, our friend Lucas, who's creating a nootropic stack based out of Australia that also ships to the US. It's called BrainX. You don't have to buy anything. All you got to do is go to brainx.me or the link below and put your email address in to sign up for a pre-order. That you're not even paying anything. They'll basically just email you when the product launches. A nootropic launching out of Australia called BrainX from a guy that has been my friend for years. We just shoot the shit in Facebook audio about biohacking and testosterone and nootropics. This guy knows his stuff. You can also check out his Instagram channel. I'll flash it in front of you here. It's super information dense. Go support Lucas. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Talk to you next time. All of these products, to include our digital books and courses on nootropics and biohacking, you can find at the homepage at livecortex.com. Be productive, get supercharged, get stuff done.